It's time to meet the start at the...
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. So glad you could join us on this Saturday night. Kevin Harlan here with you. Joining me tonight, Stan Van Gundy and Craig Anthony. Our buddy David Aldridge is on the sideline getting stories. And the starting group for the Spurs. Up in the front court, it'll be Vassell and Barnes. Fox is out there with Castle. And it's Wembanyama in at the 5. And for Milwaukee, we've got Miles Turner. Gary Harris is out there with Rollins. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Jackson in at the 3, the small forward. And looking at tonight's contest, Coach, why are both teams so good rebounding?
Well, I'd like to say it's great coaching, Kevin. You know, I can always give those guys credit. But in reality, both teams do have a philosophy to go after the ball, and both these teams have tough, active people who are committed to getting as many extra possessions as they possibly can.
And you can't win in this league unless you can rebound, right?
Well, especially on the defensive end, Kevin, you've got to be able to keep the other team off the glass. At the offensive end, it sort of varies from team to team.
The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. Jackson passes to Rollins. 6 on the shot clock. Over Fox. The shot by Rollins, no good. Here are the Spurs with the ball. Barnes dishes to Fox. From 13, here's Wembanyama. And Wembanyama throws it down.
And we talk often about Wembanyama's insane lift. There, we see it on the offensive glass.
Kuzma with it from deep three-point land. Knocks down the 3-ball. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's the Spurs leading by just 1. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. Guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Yeah, they've looked sharp early on with their offense, getting good chances and converting what they've taken.
Porter is out there with Anthony. Then there's Bobby Portis. Then it's Gary Trent. And it's Turner in at the center, filling out the middle. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with. Now here's Anthony. 6 to shoot. To the wing on the left. Portis kicks to Porter. 3-pointer. A rebound by the Spurs. Wembanyama outside. Over Anthony. And that one's good. Wembanyama has got his second bucket of the night.
Showing he's more than just an interior threat. Wembanyama also possesses that reliable jump shot.
Here's Anthony. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Porter, no luck. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Spurs lead by 3. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Doc. I heard you imploring your team, stick to the game plan and know your personnel. What's that mean?
Yeah, we keep messing up coverages. You know, I get messing up on some guys, but that can't happen, but it did. So we just got to move it forward.
We'll see if the communication picks up. Thanks, Doc. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They ended the period holding on to a slip. And that's a wrap.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. On the floor for San Antonio. Up in the front court, it'll be Vassell and Barnes. Castle is out there with De'Aaron Fox. And it's Wembanyama in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And the wingspan of Wembanyama, massive. He's fantastic at using it to erase shots. And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Harrison Barnes, 2 shots.
That's good from Barnes. And Greg, 2 seasons ago, the Bucks ranked first in defensive rating. Last season, they dropped down to number 19.
Yeah, shifting defensive schemes, coaching changes, also swapping Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard. But they can and should be better than 19.
Barnes hits them both. Well, Stan, when the Spurs landed the first overall pick in the draft, their fortunes changed back on May 16th, 2023.
Look, Kevin, the hardest thing for any franchise is to find the guy that you can build everything around. When they got Wembanyama, that dream came true for San Antonio, and they've got the guy they can build this franchise around for years to come.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
Floats one. That drops. Nice feed that time from Wembanyama. Barnes has got the lead up to 7 now for the Spurs. And so it's San Antonio headed to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And we'll be back with you shortly. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Yeah, well, this is the diversification of positions in this league. Everyone does everything now.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And so Wembanyama will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. They've got Kevin Porter. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Green. Then it's Anthony. And it's Portis in at the center. That's the group from Milwaukee right now.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're trailing by 9. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Porter kicks to Kuzma. Fires from deep. A rebound by the Spurs. Wembanyama passes to Champagnie. Back to Wembanyama. Over Porter. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
Well, you want your players to keep playing hard, but let's be honest. This game's over.
Kuzma, that's good.
Improving once again that he has the touch from beyond. Kuzma effective at cashing in there.
And that's an intentional foul.
Bobby Portis. First personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the court.
15 seconds left in the game. And they go to the intentional foul.
First personal foul. Second team
Good
foul.
on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
San Antonio.
And I really love Fox's game. He's got a ton of room to grow, but boy, does he play with intensity.
Passes it to Trent. Here's Rollins. No good from outside. And so it's San Antonio with the win.
That's
A
the end of
truly
the game.
gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin,